Appnomic is the industry's first autonomous IT operations provider. Appnomic enables businesses to become self-healing by predicting and preventing failures. Now, so what does that mean for businesses? What does that mean for consumers as they increasingly digitize their operations? So with me is the CEO, Nitin Kumar. Great to have you here. Explain what Appnomic is doing.
Thank you, Jane. My pleasure to be here and share my thoughts. So Appnomic, if you look at the word, the genesis lies in autonomic apps.
Okay.
That's how the genesis is. Appnomic is what we call the self-healing enterprise. In layman's terms, today, IT operations are conditioned for identifying a problem fast and fixing it faster. So we're changing the way businesses look at things and changing the paradigm there, which is detecting, predicting, and fixing problems even before they happen. That's what self-healing enterprise is. And it's exciting as we go into an era of unprecedented data explosion, which is going to get beyond humans. So the era from automation to autonomization is the problem that we're solving, and it requires self-healing.
Okay. So kind of walk me through this, since I'm not like a super technological person. So right now we have a system where maybe your IT workers don't even know there's a problem until it shows up on a computer, we can't get a function done or something like that. But your system will be able to predict that and prevent that from happening before it even affects the business or the consumers, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So the way self-healing works is in three different dimensions. One is that to make sure that the problem doesn't occur at all.
Okay.
The second is that if a problem occurs, there are certain symptoms that you catch. That does not mean it's the root cause. So you need to go and eliminate the root cause. The genesis of that can lie in your infrastructure, in your application, in your storage, in your network. And all these create a context in your technology operations environment. So we need to correlate all of these and look at which of these is going to become a problem in future and kind of nip it right there.
Okay. Now, is this a system that's kind of always running and kind of always looking for issues, or?
Yes. So let's peel the onion back on that.
Okay.
There is an issue. When you say it's an issue, it has already occurred. Okay. So there's no point in solving that. There are certain incidents that lead to that issue or a problem. And then you take a step back. There are certain events that are occurring, which means your input-output in a certain storage device may be different. There are multiple threads that are running, velocity and volume of data, and all that stuff. So if you look at, there's some patterns in those events, which can lead to an incident. So we are watching those events in your environment, technology environment. And that is where we require artificial intelligence to do that, and the sophistication that is required to watch the events and predict an incident or a problem before it has occurred. That's self-healing.
It's kind of mind-blowing, actually. So who are your customers, would you say?
I would say everybody. And when I say everybody, it is a few different things, right? Today, most of the businesses are either going digital or are already digital. So it's not the era of a brick and mortar. So that's everybody. Having said that, our sweet spot is people who are running on high availability, the 4 nines, enterprise-grade customers, high transaction volumes, think banks, think telecoms, think e-commerce, where every second or every minute of outage is costing. It's costing money, it's costing reputation, it's costing business, it's costing customer dissatisfaction. That's our sweet spot.
Okay, and so then what kind of problems are you specifically looking for or able to prevent?
So let's look at it, right? The main thing we need to understand is that the digital infrastructure itself is changing. The reality is that we're going to have on-prem compute capacity, we're going to have cloud, and we're going to have edge. Three of them are going to create what you call your digital infrastructure. Then there are workloads that are coming in. Okay, and these things tend to get, compute capacity tends to get expensive on where the workload is processed. So cloud is great, but it's not cheap. So you need to understand the impact of workload on your computing infrastructure. So it's one thing to understand your computing infrastructure, the behavior there and events there. The other thing is the behavior of the workload itself. So the workload and the environment have to be correlated. That's where artificial intelligence comes in. Now, coming to your question on what are we solving, we are optimizing for cost and capacity. We are optimizing for customer experience. And we are also optimizing for resources and human resources, which don't come cheap, right? So we're optimizing for all three. 10 years back, it was very hard to optimize for cost, capacity, and customer experience. And I think this is where automation has solved the problem, but autonomization can optimize for all the three.
And we've just seen really an explosion of automation, AI, machine learning. I mean, you're using all that, and algorithms too, right? That's how you accomplish what your company is doing.
Yes, so again, as I said, we're in an era of unprecedented data explosion. I mean, in the last 10 years, we've seen how much data just user-generated content has created. It has changed the way workloads are processed. Now we are entering the era of machine-generated content. Everything in the world is going to have a sensor. And that's going to create unbelievable amounts of data. So we're going to talk not global scales, but galactic scales, right? 10 to the power of whatever, right? And that's going to change the game because it's going to be beyond just plain expert system-based automation to solve that. You need true autonomization. And that is how things really take shape on why you need self-healing.
I just hope I can kind of get my arms around all of it because it's fascinating to be a part of. So thank you so much.
No, absolutely. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And thank you as well for joining us. We'll be right back. Yeah.